In a historic prisoner swap, the United States and Russia have exchanged prisoners in the largest deal of its kind since the Soviet era. Moscow released Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and fellow American Paul Whelan, along with other detainees, in a multinational agreement. The exchange, which took place in Turkey, involved around 24 people. The West secured the release of 16 individuals from Russia, including 5 Germans and 7 Russian political prisoners, according to a statement by U.S. President Joe Biden. In return, Russia gained the freedom of several nationals who were convicted of serious crimes in the West.
Good afternoon, and this is a very good afternoon. A very good afternoon. Today we're bringing home Paul, Evan, Alsu, Vladimir. 3 American citizens and 1 American green card holder. All 4 have been imprisoned unjustly in Russia. Paul for nearly 6 years. Vladimir since 2022. Evan since March of 2023. And Alsu since October of 2023. Russian authorities arrested them, convicted them in show trials, and sentenced them to long prison terms, with absolutely no legitimate reason whatsoever, none.
Here's a global reaction. U.S. President Biden praised the diplomatic efforts and contributions of U.S. allies, calling the exchange a testament to the importance of international friendships. The Kremlin, through TASS news agency, expressed hope that those released would stay away from Russia. Former President Dmitry Medvedev referred to the released individuals as traitors. UN Rights Chief Volker Turk expressed release over the swap. The UN Human Rights Office expressed the need to free all journalists and rights defenders detained for their work. NATO welcomed the release of several political prisoners from Russia, acknowledging the cooperative efforts of its member countries. Yulia Navalny, the widow of opposition figure Alexei Navalny, celebrated the release of Russian dissidents and called for an end to political detentions. Wall Street Journal editor Emma Tucker thanked President Biden for the persistent efforts to bring Evan Gershkovich home, criticizing Putin's actions. RSF welcomed the release of journalists Gershkovich and Alsu Kurmasheva, asserting that neither should have been imprisoned for their work. David Lammy welcomed the release of prisoners, particularly Paul Whelan and Vladimir Kara-Murza. Prime Minister Keir Starmer echoed his support, calling for Russia to uphold freedom of political expression. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk thanked President Andrzej Duda and security services for their role in the exchange, highlighting the release of Russian opposition figures and NATO citizens. Germany acknowledged the difficulty of releasing Vadim Krasikov, convicted of murder in 2019, but emphasized its obligation to protect nationals and support the U.S. Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store highlighted the extensive international cooperation that made the exchange possible, including Norway's involvement. Amnesty International expressed relief but criticized the exchange for potentially encouraging further political detentions by Russia. The human rights group Memorial called for the continued fight for the release of all political prisoners in Russia and Belarus, emphasizing the ongoing human rights violations.